Welcome to Judge Me Not, a safe place to have real conversations with real ass people. Hey y'all, welcome to another episode of the Judge Me Not podcast. I'm your pretty cool host, EnviiDee. At least I think so myself. What the fuck is up? Let's go ahead and do a quick check in. How you feeling? How you vibing? How is your energy? Who has had a major impact on your energy, whether it be negative or positive? Acknowledge those people and move accordingly with those people. Y'all know my belief. If you got time to listen to a podcast, then baby, life can't be that bad. But let's go ahead and jump into it. Let's do it. So, we are going to talk about letting go the hurt that comes with those that hurt us, right? I read a lot. I'm always reading. I'm always conversing with people, and I feel like that's where a lot of my enlightenment comes from. Knowledge comes from others and others' experiences, and knowledge comes from books. So I am always digging to expand with knowledge and perspective. That's why I go to therapy to deeply understand my wounds, how to love on myself, how to love on others, and how to just grow on all levels, right? So I'm going to be honest. I'm an Aquarius, and I am a loner. If y'all haven't listened to that episode, I advise you to go listen to part one and part two. So I move a certain way through life. I have no problem cutting people off, and it's not necessarily a grudge, but when I am done with you, I am done with you. You are dead to me. It's nothing else to talk about. Boom, 0 to 100 real quick. In my younger days, that had a lot to do with a lot of anger. Like, I needed you to know, though, why I'm done with you. And it would just be just an overload of heightened emotion. Now, boom, I'm just gone. No explanation, no nothing. I'm just done. If I feel like I have been wronged, I'm just gonna fall back and move around. But I've learned over time, I don't harbor ill intent for people. I don't harbor on forgiveness. I don't hoard on to forgiveness anymore. I will forgive you and keep on moving through life because life is good over here. And the peace that I've learned to tap into and maintain, I refuse to have anybody affect that at all. Like, I don't give people that much power in my life anymore. So let's jump into it. Like, I feel like it's natural to hold on to hurt, especially when you are accustomed to being subjected to hurt. And most of my listeners, I hate to put y'all in a box, but a lot of y'all relate. So a lot of y'all are loners. A lot of y'all have experienced a lot of hurt. A lot of y'all feel like some people may not just get you. They there, but they not tapped into 100% of who you are and why you are the way you are. And that's cool. I understand it. Hey, but it's easy to harbor on to that hurt and have a list of who has hurt you, right? It's kind of a safety net, and it gives you an excuse to be a certain type of way. That's what we discussed in a loner mentality, why it was so important to kind of break away from that mentality in order to attract different. Um, so if you've been subjected to hurt for a long period of time, maybe from your childhood all the way to adulthood, from within your household to relationships to friendships, you just have become accustomed to being on the opposite end of hurt. It's easy to lather it on, lather it on, lather it on to where it is just a thick, coated skin of protection. And it doesn't allow you to move through life freely without having a fear of being hurt or falling for the trap again, right? So it allows you to move through life, as I said, and make an excuse. It just does. You know, I'm the type of person that, like I said, if you did me wrong, you needed to know you did me wrong. You needed to know why I'm cussing you out and feel my emotion. But what I have learned, baby, hurt people. They just do. It is what it is. And you can put your blood, sweat, and tears to try to persuade a hurt person why you hurt, and they still will just be like, I don't understand the big deal. And then here you is, mad, still hurt, but now you mad because they are unaffected by understanding what they've done to you. They don't care. So now you putting yourself in two lower level negative energies. Now you hurt. You tried to express your hurt, but you did it with a heightened sense of emotion, which is anger. Or you express your emotion and you did it with a extremely lower level of emotion, which is depression, and it was not received in the manner that you wanted it to be. So now boom, you didn't hurt yourself twice. You've allowed this person to extend the level of hurt that they have had on you in the beginning. I have understood that love does not keep any record of of wrongs. It just don't. Now hear me out. I'm not saying being blind and allowing somebody to hurt you and hurt you and hurt you and stay there and let them hurt you and hurt you. That goes back to Why Do We Go Back series. Go back and listen to that episode. I'm not saying that. I'm saying if you find yourself in a situation that you genuinely had no ill intentions towards that person that hurt you, and yet they still did you wrong, you should be able to confidently walk away from that person, walk away from that situation, and continue to move through your life and not be held on to that shackle of hurtness. Because you had no ill intentions towards them. They did you wrong. So may that karma come back tenfold. But I know it's easier said than done. It is very easier said than done. But we're going to get into why you have to learn how to do it, right? So, the longer we get into this habit of keeping track of who've done us wrong, who's hurt us, who's caused us this hurt, as I said, it's a security blanket and it's an excuse to move the way we move. The longer we hold on to this, the bigger wall we build. The bigger the wall that we build, the harder it is to have genuine encounters with people. But again, we talked about this in the loner series, right? That's why forgiveness is just key. You have to learn how to release hurt. You're not going to forget because that's human nature. We're not going to forget. And in order to learn, you cannot forget, but you can forgive because forgiveness brings freedom. What do I mean by that? Whether you want to realize it or not, when you refuse to forgive somebody, you are giving them the power to control your mind. In your mind, you be like, fuck them. I don't give a fuck. They ain't got no right to come over here and do this like this. I'm hurt me and they don't care that they hurt me. Da, 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 da. You are still allowing this person to live in your mind and replay the hurt that they've done you. Replay the hurt that they've done you because you refuse to let go and forgive them. So they still winning. They still winning. You still a prisoner to this individual. Every time you refuse to forgive, you have shackled yourself to whomever has hurt you. You are their prisoner. They have wronged you, yet you have shackled yourself to them because you refuse to let go of that hurt. Forgiveness will set you free, baby. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, forgiveness will set you free. While you sitting over here waddling on this hurt, keeping a list of everybody that done hurt you, everything that done it wrong, how it done negatively affected you, and they don't give a fuck about how it done negatively affected you. Baby, these people was out here living a good life. 9 times out of 10, they probably are running around hurting their next victim. Cause like we said, we know hurt people hurt people. They going on living a funky good life. Or granted, maybe they've had their own life situations that has allowed them to evolve. And they are on a higher level in life, living a best life. They have reconciled with the wrong that they have done to people in their past. And here you are, waddling in your record of wrong, waddling in your sadness of hurt, and they free. Forgiveness is not for them. Forgiveness is for you to be free, to move through life freely, to have the confidence to continue to interact with people on an intimate level without this paranoia of you gonna do me like the past people done did me. You gotta set yourself free. You have to. You have to unshackle yourself from these people that have hurt you. You have to regain your power from these people and allow them to be completely separate from your life. Yes, you acknowledge the hurt. You acknowledge it. It's human. You cry, you yell, you cuss, you process it. It's about processing it. And then you got to move the fuck on. It just is what it is. You have to find a tangible way to work through hurt and move on with your life. Even if you don't reach out to them and be like, oh, I forgive you for yourself, you have to be like, but I'm going to forgive them for they know not what they do because I came with them with good intentions. I could have loved on them. I could have invested in them. I could have brought them into a life that they were never exposed to. I could have been a positive impact on their life, but there's something they're not accustomed to because they're dealing with their own things. So you got to respect them for that and go ahead and forget them. People move on with your life. Because for what? But like I said, you can't forget it because the moment that you move naively and be like, oh, I forgive you, I forget, and you let them spin the block up on you, it might not be that same person, but someone who has the exact same characteristics and have the same red flags that you overlooked the other time and got your feelings hurt and put yourself in a fucked up situation. Sometimes universe will test you and it'll spin a block. But you so naive and you forgot and you're blinded by this forgive and forget, go on. In an unrealistic fashion, then you just opening yourself to be hurt. And then you can't blame anyone else because you have not learned the lesson. And you're allowing yourself to continue to go on a cycle until you learn the lesson to acknowledge that you've been hurt, process that hurt, set boundaries, understand the red flags, see what lesson you're supposed to walk away from within that hurt. Because hurt, one thing about hurt, it ain't never a mistake. It may not make sense in that moment. I don't care how catastrophic the situation is. It may not make sense in that moment, but it's either a blessing or a lesson. Either you have been blessed and this person has just been overblown and you cannot ignore how fucked up they are or how bad they are for you that you have to force yourself to let them go. Force yourself to walk away from a situation, or it's a lesson in it. It is what I mean. It's never a mistake. It's never a mistake. Everything is intentional in life. It's just about how you handle it and how you move accordingly. So that's when it comes into understanding how to not forget, but how to move accordingly. That's when the wisdom comes in, and that's where the self knowledge comes in. For a long time, I already knew. Baby, for a long time, I knew that I was attracted to a certain type of person, and I overlooked the red flags, and I put myself in hurtful situations over and over, over and over, and over and over because I refused to accept the fact that I wasn't ready for growth. This is the type of individual that I like to deal with, and I understood this individual was going to come with some fucked up situations that was ultimately going to hurt me. And that was just the truth. I can holler, cry, yell, play the victim. I can do that all day. But the reality was, I allowed myself to continue that cycle. Baby, now guess what? You do me wrong. God bless you. Take care. I'm going to sit back, do me, and let the universe do it because, baby, that karma, when you have good intentions for people and they fuck you over, that karma is going to come back tenfold because what we put out, we receive. So you may not see it. Oh, but they gonna get theirs. And if you are confident of the individual that you are and how you live in life, you should be able to move on and let it be known that they gonna get theirs. Sometimes I laugh. I laughed often because there's a lot of people from my past who has tried to spin the block, not knowing that, baby, I've done the healing. I'm still healing. I'm on a completely different wavelength now. Ain't no spinning the block over here because I'm not even attracted to what you have to offer me. I'm not accustomed to hurt anymore. I forgave everybody that has hurt me because I understand hurt people hurt people. So whatever trauma that you're trying to deal with, I'm gonna allow you to deal with it on your own, but you will not reflect your hurt on me. I will not be caught up in that cycle. So once I acknowledged that and I moved different, I started to attract different people that gives me better experiences. So karma then handled these people from my past who have wronged me. I have been able to experience the satisfaction that comes with peace and self-love that I don't want to harbor onto a list of wrongdoings that have been done to me. So I'm good. They done spent the block. Oh, I see you doing good. You look happy. You ain't aged. You know what I'm saying? And, I just realized, you was a good person to me. You was trying to, it was just fucked up how the situation. Mm-hmm. Thank you for being honest. And I respect the maturity for you to come back all this time and find me and try to explore communicating your emotion. But at this time, my brother, my sister, my king, my queen, ain't nothing I can do for you. I appreciate you and God bless you. Give you all the glory. But go on about your business. That is an amazing feeling for someone who has at one time put you through hell and back, baby, to have to spin the block and acknowledge that they were wrong and you be unfazed. That's a beautiful place to be in life. I'm telling y'all, it's a beautiful place to be in life. You got to get there for yourself, not for them. So forgiveness again is not for the people that hurt you. It is for you. Forgiveness brings freedom. Holding on to hurt shackles you to the person that hurts you. Why would you put yourself to that torture when they living out their best life, baby? Living their best life. Ain't bothered. Moving on. You have to grow to learn yourself that you will learn from that hurt, set boundaries, move accordingly, ID the red flag so you won't even put yourself in that situation no more. Not necessarily being judgmental, but you got to be real. If somebody come in there and they looking like a duck and they walking like a duck 9 times out of 10, boo, when they open up their mouth, they gonna quack and it's gonna be a duck. Nope, I'm allergic to ducks. I see how you walking. Mm-mm. I got to go ahead and move around. Peace be with you, but I'm going to go ahead and avoid being caught on this loop of experiencing hurt. I'm serious, y'all. Like, I look at people and I see how they limit themselves with life because of their inability to let that hurt go. You have to find a way to process it and walk away from it. Let that burden go. It's a burden. It's a weight. You got to let it go. If you are keeping a list, keeping a list, keeping a list of everyone who has hurt you, and I'm telling you, that means you're shackling yourself to that person. Boom, that's one person. Boom, that's another person. How can you move freely to new experiences, new relationships, a new mind frame? You can't. You holding yourself back. You're holding yourself back. But I'm gonna be honest. I feel like I try to be as transparent as I can on every level through life with everybody around me. And the more that you be transparent with your fuck ups, your shortcomings, people feel comfortable being their genuine self. Baby, please do not get it twisted and let me get on there and sound all philosophical and all this, and I'm just mother peace. Child, it don't take me much to flip the fuck off, but it's just about learning how to maintain my emotions and not giving people that much power over me anymore. It is a constant journey to maintain peace. It is a constant choice. So, although what I'm saying is going to be very beneficial if you attempt to try it or broaden your perspective to thinking different and moving different and releasing forgiveness and letting go of hurt. But, baby, please, because a motherfucker will be trying you. Especially if they feel like, oh, you just gonna walk away. Then they feel like they got the upper hand on you. But it has to go back to stepping away from your ego and realizing, boo, it ain't even about you. It ain't even about you. It's about me and my personal journey and why I'm trying to go through life and what I'm trying to experience. I'm not going to allow you to limit myself on life trying to prove a point to you because I'm going to be honest again. If you know me, you know I ain't lying. And if you don't know me, I'm telling you, I can hold a grudge. I am Princess Patty. Baby, if you have done me wrong, I will walk up into your own party and look at you and dare you to say something to me because I'm about to air all this shit out knowing I shouldn't have been there in the first place. But I just used to do petty shit like that, trying to prove a point. But it was my ego that I was feeding because you need to know, motherfucker, that I'm not fucking with you because you have fucked me over and I was trying to do good to you and the audacity to you, and you don't even understand how good of a quality person I am, and you don't even deserve. That's ego. That's stroking the ego. So by you trying to prove a point and hold a grudge on somebody because they did you wrong, you end up ultimately fucking yourself up. It ain't worth it. Ain't nobody worth that. All right, go on. Boo. Bye. Bye. Please go on and go bother the next victim and let me live my best life. It just is. So it's a quote by Ayana. I love Ayana Van Zandt. I feel like I'm the country version of her, but it is what it is. But she be like, when you let go of the need to prove something to other people and you no longer allow anyone to disturb the quiet and the peace that comes within your mind, then you transcend to another understanding. Baby, if that ain't the truth, a lot of once you tap into ultimate peace within, it opens up a completely different level of understanding, perspective, love. Just your energy is just on a higher level. And then you start attracting like minded people. So that makes you feel comfortable to be in that zone at all times. So you really ain't bothered about lower level people that are doing lower level things, such as going around hurting people, finding it fun, being toxic. That's not even on your wavelength no more. It ain't even worth it. You see what I'm saying? So it is about knowing self. That's first and foremost. Learn yourself. Once you start learning in yourself and you find comfort in being with yourself, your good, your bad, your demons, your quirkiness, then you'll tap into that sense of peace. Once you get that sense of peace, pause, peace and isolation. Do not do that though. We're not going back to that loner mentality. Once you tap into that sense of peace and you are able to build a community that supports you on your level of peace and understanding, that is when forgiveness will come easier. If it's hard to understand this concept now, you need to look around and revalue your priorities, your environment, and your social circle. If you listen to this and be like, oh, she got me fucked up, it ain't that easy. You need to look around and see what's important to you in life. You need to look around and see the type of people that you fucking with. And if you're around people that you just tolerating because it's beneficial on a very, 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 very small level, then I feel sorry for you. Sorry. Sorry. I feel sorry. But I do hope this helped. It's a journey every day. Every day. It's not gonna come overnight. I'm working on myself every day. And as I work on myself, as I take myself to therapy, as I figure out life, as I learn, I will continue to share the things that I have learned. But I will say this is one of the practices that I did when I started therapy a while back. I wrote a forgiveness letter for everyone that has hurt me on a level that it impacted my life after our encounter. I wrote the letters and I burned them. It was such a freeing experience because after I wrote the letters, I promised myself I let that shit go. I did that. It was my last time putting in the energy, putting in the thought to not only these people, but to these hurtful times in life and to these hurtful situations. Not forgetting, because it is impossible and it is immature to forget. You cannot learn if you forget, but letting it go and walking away free in forgiveness. So I'm gonna leave y'all out on this quote with my girl again, Ayana. He says, I am divinely guided at all times. I know exactly what to do, when to do, and how to do it. Gain control over your own life. Stop giving other people the power to control your life. And confidently walk away in freedom. Bye. Hey guys, if y'all want to keep up with me, you can follow me on social media platforms. I'm on Twitter at Judge Me Not. Also on Instagram at judge_me_not. Me is spelled MII. Or you can follow me at EnviiDee, EnviiDee.